Yo, good morning. It's Midnight Kenny edition. Yesterday I was in an orange coat. I look like that. So Marge is here right now. So
in a pink coat.
Yeah, in a pink coat. So for those that don't know, yesterday obviously the van was serviced. Big Papa Bear had to go and take that. Papa Don, Papa Bear, and then Marjorie and the Queen is coming to pick me up. It's not that everybody that in my life has to have a good nickname. It just helps. But no, we're just talking. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. Yeah. Quite a few cool things going on as normal, which I can't say. Some very exciting things that happened actually last night after I finished filming, because after this lovely lady came and took me home, I stopped filming altogether because I just needed a minute to just chill out. But we're just having a bit of a conversation, or just a point, because Marge seen something today about like the charity shops and like some of the prices on them, and we're kind of like thinking ridiculous. And also like with the sort of situation with the charity shop I went into yesterday, which was Men Cap, not Menkind, because Menkind is a gadget store, and basically really gonna hopefully try and get into the point of like going into these shops, going into the charity shop. If I can make a video going, this is how to help you understand the price, and then, you know, for me as a reseller, it's like, well, if I was to go into a charity shop in 2024 with everybody doing it, considering that the general public want to have the same opportunity to buy Ralph Lauren t-shirts, so that a reseller's not going to get it quick, where has the price got to be positioned? It's almost like homework, but I like it. So yeah, it's going to be there with my thought today. It's going to be just, you know, the usual vibe: coffee, live stream, and then guess what we're doing? We are going to a container of donations. We spoke to Jason and Malk, who are the guys that basically have said, you are the guys and girls and peeps that are taking the clothes. No one else has got access, so it's absolutely lagging it down, tipping it down, gushing it down.
Hold my raincoat on.
There we go.
Possibility of getting in the container again.
Yeah, but what the plan will be is essentially to make a few TikToks of going, filling this up with all the donation bags, bringing it back, and then going through it all and showing you exactly what you actually get in 100 donation bags. So are you thinking we're going to find at least 1 or 2 gems?
I hope so.
From 100 bags, guys, put a comment now. How many do you think, at this point in the video, from getting 100 bags or filling up this tiny little Citroen van?
I think you'll get 10 bags where it's all Primark and Boohoo, and then you might get the odd bag that's where somebody shops elsewhere.
Yeah, you might, yeah, like I did find one, and it was like, it had a Rohan puffer and a Berghaus pair of trousers, so you get the right customers.
That was a Walker then, wasn't it?
Yeah. But we will see. I'm looking for the old granddad who's got rid of all his old band t-shirts and he's gone, I don't want them anymore. I don't want to sell them. Johnny, you can't have them to sell them. I'm going to give them to a donation, aka Spen and Marge, and see how we can do. Anyway, this weather is horrible, and I need to scream. On the next shot, I'll be either taking a shot of coffee, or I need to get these cards out of the back of the phone as well. I realise that you can see it when I'm holding my phone up, so yeah, had to keep blurring it out. Bye. Bye. Right, Marge just dropped me off. Oh my god, I'm telling you right now, my joggers are absolutely, oh no, my joggers have been literally like hanging out in the water on the floor. Oh no, that's so dead. They literally are like, oh, they're literally so heavy as well on the bottom. You know what? It literally happens. I can't even fault it. Morning, guys. You alright, Ashley? Oh my lord, have mercy on me. This is a setting right now. I mean, the music's pretty loud in here, but it's nice music. Quick coffee. I'm not actually going to shoot too much in here now because 1, the music, and 2, I'm actually here to have a quick coffee, stay out of the way of Marge and Suzanne for me before my live, and I've got some business planning to do. So anyway, right, I've got to go because that music's going to be chaining in the background. Right, unfortunately, I didn't get any of the bit I wanted to get done when I was in there, so I will get that done at a different time. I'm just coming in here for a minute, being very mindful of the camera. Don't worry. Just seeing the ladies. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Marge.
Good morning. Here's the man himself that we can ask.
Oh, what are you going to ask me? Sorry, can I just say before, I've got to film, I'm filming, but it's on me, because if somebody else tells me that they've got a problem with me filming, it's going to annoy me. Okay, it's on me. Go on, please tell me.
Do you remember where you might have put that after you've tried it on to sell it?
Oh no. Yeah, I did. It didn't have the tag on and I sold it on the other stream afterwards. There's another one. I thought, oh, it can't be the same one, but it must be.
It must be.
Oh, sugar lumps. This is one of the things that I do that's probably not like the best thing, but obviously it's like 9:40 and I've just set a live for 9:45. So a quick tip if you ever are doing like live stream selling and tilt lives, you probably always want to do it like at least 2 hours before, or even a day or so before, just because like now there's only a few minutes notice for people to know that I'm going to be online. But obviously, we know what we do, don't we, mate? We know what we do, don't we, lad? We know what we do, don't we, lad? No, look, I appreciate you more than anything because you don't mind me poking your face on the camera.
You know what? You said, I appreciate you in the hope that it just gets you off of everything. You go, if I say, no, but I appreciate you, then that person goes, oh, that's all right, then continue using continue using my forehead as a DJ box.
Sorry, but you do, like, it's, you know what the thing is on this camera angle, it looks really, I bet Suzanne can think the same. Suzanne, if you was my hand, you would probably want to use that as a DJ deck. Look how smooth it looks there.
That's mean.
Yeah, it is.
That's terrible.
So stop laughing then.
I've not got an ant forehead, have I?
It was
got 5 fingers.
Anyway, yeah.
He goes, no.
What?
Go on then.
Or go, are you ready? I'm ready.
Mean.
There we go.
What's your forehead like?
Time on. Are you ready? Yeah, that sounds like.
I look at my best.
It's of a similar size.
What, me and Marge?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
forehead.
Just push your hair forward slightly.
This is probably one of the most, I don't know, this clip is just here. This clip is just here. I feel like I'm absolutely rushing from 3 shots I've just had on no food. So to be honest with you, could have a naught to cardiac arrest. Suzanne doesn't like Ice Gem biscuits. Guys, for those that know about Ice Gem biscuits, it's about the most OG biscuit that McVitie's ever brought out. Better than the Digestive, better than the Hobnob.
No.
It was a mascot, was this big, cool polar bear going, hey, I represent the best biscuits in town. Do you like them?
No.
I do.
Well, Suzanne even answered. She hates.
You'll be saying you like party rings next.
Oh,
Party rings are banging. What?
That was my witch cackle.
Right, I've actually got 2 minutes to go. Actually, I'm 2 minutes late. Right, we're gone. Really cool feature that Tilt now do. So we've just got a poll gone on. So like basically doing rails or bundles and seeing what everybody thinks. So shout out to the 47 that are in at literally 10:05. But yeah, it looks like rails are on the card. These are the moments that you kind of capture. Like that time is literally just 10:30, still on with everybody inside. Shout out. And you know what? People are just nice people. Like everybody on the live stream has just got good intentions, and I think there's something about like when everybody's in a good spirit, everybody's in a good mood, it's like you're less asked about the fact that yeah, some of the items are going for cheap. Like I know it's a part of business, but the overall average basis game kind of works out. It's actually nice. Look at all this nice. Look at them all. These lot are actually seriously nice people, and you know what? Nice people make a big difference. So shout out to all of these lot on the stream this morning at 10:30 on a. It's not Tuesday, Spen. It's Wednesday. Yo, my eyes are open, but they feel closed. Right, see you later. So that is us done on a live just now. It's 12:05. Oh, let me just give the camera a little bit of a squeak. And we did something a little bit different. Well, we did something that we was actually planning to do. So we actually ran these bundles today. I won't show you the names. And we did these on a few different tests. So essentially, it wasn't my intention to do that today because I just thought, you know, based on the live of what I wanted to do, I wanted to get through these bundles. I wanted to like scope through a few of these, you know, do a few bits and bobs, have a little look, you know, see if we can fill up lots more spaces on here so the floor looks less like a real bad dot-to-dot game and it looks more like loads of parcels. But we decided to have a little go with these bundles. And these, for anybody curious, is the stuff that we got yesterday that we was like talking about how we're going to do it. And I think me and Marge had a conversation that was basically publicly posted all over social media, explaining and kind of breaking down how we're going to do it. How are we going to take the items up there, bring them down, sell them on the camera, and you know, see how that whole system works. So we took the bag and we started it at a £4 per kilo bundle price, which is what we can do to basically ensure that we don't lose money. We make a little bit, and that's like our security sort of benchmark. With £1 no reserves, obviously, we take an individual item and doing it, but when we're doing 40 items, we have to just apply, you know, that kind of same similar process. Like a £4 per kilo minimum puts us in that bit of like that same similar security. And we tried it. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? They've all sold. That's why they're here. So shout out to Matt, shout out to Sammy, shout out to whoever bought another one. I think there was, Madam that bought another one. Really cool bits. Like for anybody who saw it on the live, there was some mad Nike Paisley trainers in there that were like Liberty sort of trainers. And they sold. And obviously because they were part of the bundle. And it was really, really good. So yeah, honestly, these are all the orders that are going to get picked up at 2. Me and Marge are about to go somewhere, but I'll put this lovely lady back on the camera with me. Hissing it down with rain. Another camera check on the front. Yeah, so we are just about to go and get these bags to basically make this part of the main bit of the video today. So today's main bit of the video is going to be going through donation bags. So one thing that I'm trying to do a lot of is stay out of Marge's way because she's annoying. She's like a Beyblade and she's like this. But also secondly is to kind of like help us understand, like, I mean, day by day, try and help us understand like different parts of the ecosystem in terms of the textile industry and how it works. So I'm not only working with suppliers in terms of like buying stock to be like a wholesaler. I'm going to wear this coat today. So yeah, it's not for sale. It's my own. And I didn't get it from, I got it from years ago. Let me just turn the camera around one more time. What angle do you actually prefer? Do you prefer it like when I'm like doing this, when I'm like doing like the POV, or do you actually prefer it the other way around? Or do you like how I'm doing it? That was just a thought intrusively that I just had coming into my head now. The bundles and this new system, and essentially being wholesalers in the way where we're giving people the value and it's helping out. So one thing that's really good about, you know, doing these type of the bundles is essentially we get this stock in as it is like that, and we've given it out straight away, not washed, not dried, completely raw, like raw material, raw product, whether it's shoes, bags, booties, rags and reworks, branded stuff, designer gear, whatever it is. It's all organized like that. We did some where we showed the items first, and then we did some where we was like, did it as a mystery. I prefer showing it first because in the last one, there was some bangers and people bid up for it. And I think that helps. Like one of the pairs of trainers in there, Marge was looking at them and some of them were like £200. There was a North Face women's long line puffer as well. So it's mental. So essentially what's going to happen with the way we do the live streaming is we'll still do the individual items. Things that need a bundle like this, where it's like 2 items that we still do at £1 with no reserve, we'll still do them. We'll still do size ones as well. So not just the rags and reworks, but we'll do size specifics as well. But this system now is going to be really interesting because essentially, like I said to you recently, the new supply that we've got is giving us access to around about 5,000 kilos a month, right? And in that one live situation we've just done then, you know, if I looked at the bales that we sold, we probably did about 80 to 82 kilos. So in that like half an hour experiment, we sold 82 kilos of raw material from here, straight away off the bat. Why are you climbing up here, Ben? I don't know, just for perspective, just to show you loads of stuff. And we've obviously, you know, we're not short of clothes, guys, and it's not really going to be something that we're going to be short of for a long time. Let me explain to you why I'm actually passionate about this side of the business. For the longest time, I've been trying to like navigate my mind around what I think about wholesaling, how I'm perceived like reselling as a retailing part of the process, and like just understanding more about what it takes to actually be a vintage seller in the capacity that you need to be. I realised I'm actually going to wear this one because for the donation, picking up stuff, I'm just going to get my Carhartt battered and tattered and I can't be asked for it. There's a lot of suppliers and wholesalers that are becoming resellers in a retail capacity. You know, like I tell you guys, if you do £1 no reserves and you're a wholesaler, you're selling items at wholesale value with a retail process, i.e. you've still got to do the dispatch, you've still got to individually sell the items, and it has like a one-to-one metric system to it. And I get that. And I think that that's a big part of the actual system as well. But what I'm learning about what I've probably needed to do a long time ago is I can quite easily figure a system for, you know, if I was to do this right and I was to go, this rail here, in fact, one moment. If I said to myself, right, these 4 rails, it's not just 1 and 2, it's 3 and 4. If I wanted to go, right, I'm going to do this as a challenge. I'm going to upload all this to Depop, Vinted, eBay, own site. I'm going to do the whole processes, or I'm going to sell it on live stream. I'm going to take an item individually and go, yep, patterned waistcoat, let's do it £1 no reserve. Like, I could do all that other processes, or these can be put in with bags and bundles alongside all the other stuff and just sold at that. So, you know, this is our kilo sale rails that we do at £7.50 a kilo. This is unsorted stuff that we're starting at £4 a kilo. We're still figuring out what price we'd do if we sold it as a website listing, because essentially we can't sell these bags like this on the website because they're all random weights and it's totally randomized. If you bought one of these bundles up here, you wouldn't be able to buy it based on that. Like we would have to essentially, we would have to essentially make a bundle that you could buy and it would be based on a spec. So it'd be like I said, the 60% branded, the 50% this. So it'd be like, yep, you're going to get a Nike t-shirt, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, and then you're going to get X and Y. And it'd be like, essentially how that system would work is 50% of the business model would be moving all the rails, putting a shit ton of cages around, putting in booties, the Y2Ks, the vintage, the branded, and then taking the percentage of them and building up these bundles. So if you bought them off the website, it would be like a 10 kilo bundle that would be £6 a kilo versus actually trying to get it at £4 a kilo. So you might go for more with the specific ones because people are buying set items, you know, like the one that went for 150 quid, the last bundle that went for 150, had a North Face puffer and it had the Nike trainers. Now those two items alone could make you enough profit to basically have free money on the rest of the bale. And that's true. So it's all about the perspective. And I think that the way that I'm going to essentially change the way that wholesalers are perceived by resellers on live streams, I think this is the better way to go. Sits in line with sustainability. And yeah, suppliers, if you see this and you're like, dubious, don't care. No offense, but like, I'm actually working on a sustainable practice and that's my process forward. So yes, keep posted. We're going to go and do this next task and you'll see it on TikTok and Instagram and all that good stuff. And yeah, lots of love. So we are actually here at the tip right now as part of the recycling centre. So this is where we are. This is the Gypsum Leicester recycling waste plan. So shout out to flipping Jason, top man representing the Age UK. He's basically invited me back down and said, look, come and fill your boots, bring your mum, come and get in the container and get some stuff. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm here for the content. I'm here for basically continuing to run with this narrative of what it is we're doing. We're basically making content to try and inform everybody about the importance of secondhand, the importance of sustainability, the importance of landfill not being filled up with loads of stuff. Now, I'm currently getting a look of loads of other bits. So what I'm going to do rather than just walking through here and you seeing me, is I'm going to show you what I'm looking at and then make some more like content and conversation around what it is that we're doing here right today. And maybe I might even be able to do some kick-ups with that. Probably not. Now, what happens with the stuff that he's doing? Hang on, clean the camera again. Wouldn't be a video without cleaning the camera. Now, what Jason and the guys at Age UK here are doing with the stuff outside is it's like teasing you in to have a look at some stuff. So as you saw outside, there's obviously lots of other bits and bobs out there, and it's not all about clothing. Like the whole point of repurposing, reusing is just to remember that you're trying to save anything that you can possibly save. Clothing is obviously like the trend equivalent of what people are trying to save at the minute. Like a lot of, you know, this is where I'm trying to find the line between like what people are actually saving as a result of buying vintage and stuff like that. Is that they're saving it, they're just looking for the things that are the best brands. But what I really want to do, especially in terms of like the fashion community of things, is to offer, that was a boohoo one as well, but is to offer this perspective of like challenging this narrative. Like a lot of what people want to do, I just walk around the shop a minute, a lot of what people want to do is they do want to go to a supplier, they do want to go and buy individual stuff from them, or they want to go and buy like bespoke amounts of bits and not question the process, but just be concerned with the fact that it is sustainable. That it is vintage. Let me just turn it around so I can concentrate on what I'm looking at around instead of the camera. Oh my god, look. So that's pretty mad. They are actually mental. Charlie, I was going to say that's the Ronnies or Charlie Chaplin. Oh god, I don't know. I know in my head who it is, but I don't know out loud, if you know what I mean. So this whole like, also this is a G-Plan sofa. I think he's got it up for like 80 quid for the G-Plan. It's mental. But you know, a lot of what people are doing with vintage and secondhand stuff like that is that there's just not an option to buy it in a sustainable manner, and that's fine because there's not always systems for things that are typically sustainable straight away. Some things have to have a system in place that's got to have been tried and tested, and understandably, what most vintage suppliers and resellers are doing in the UK, out of the UK, is they are sort of instilling their own like rag house equivalent, or they're instilling their own like sort of way of like having all the stuff together, but then they're having like specific requests built up. You know, the biggest thing that people have to, whoa, look at that bloody basset thing. The biggest thing that people have to remember about the things people have to remember about Winnie the Pooh bears like that, I don't know, but let me just go outside. there's music and there's people everywhere. Let me just try and figure out a way to go down this system. So what needs to be remembered about this system is that, thank you, is that, like, what I'm trying to do here, what we're trying to do with this whole system is we're trying to perpetuate the purpose of, like, actually being sustainable. Like, one thing that I was never able to do as a vintage seller, right, as a vintage buyer to be a vintage reseller, there was never any options to buy sustainably. I had to buy by the means, like car boots are, charity shops are, but charity shops also are really struggling to become sustainable because the price is so difficult. And there's just a lot of complexities to it. Like, again, I'm not the guy to change the whole thing. I'm just one person trying to do one little bit in the cog of it. But if I can help one way, then that's perfect. And the way I want to help is by making sure that you lot are actually getting affordable stuff by me in affordable ways. So that's what we're going to kind of do. And that's how I'm going to be moving forward. So working alongside, oh my God, they are, who are they again? Sorry, I need to, are these, why did I think it was Charlie Chaplin? I'm miles off, aren't I? What a nutter. But yeah, no, honestly, there's so much in here, and we'll go and see Marge outside a second and go and like have a little look at what she's looking for. Whoa, that's nice and terrifying as well. So we're going to have a little look. The thoughts are going everywhere, but she's in here right now, so we'll go and see her. The rain is still here. The rain is pouring down, Jason. It is not an ideal, but what has this woman been finding? Have you got anything to show me? Have you found anything worth showing? You actually just building up a bag, are you? So Marge is actually going through them individually, a system that I think, are you happy doing that?
Well, for so long, sort of like,
but this is, are we not taking the bags and doing it in a different system?
I think you'd be disappointed if you did that.
She is saying I'd be disappointed, but she doesn't realise that the whole point of the investment is the discovery of what we're doing.
I don't know.
So Marge is a bit like, hang on, let me turn it around. There's two lines of difference between me and this woman, and what the difference is that she knows the reality of what we will find in these bundles, and I'm probably the younger mind that's more curious, less practical with what we would do with all the waste. But the reason why I want to take some of these bags unsorted is because I want to show you the complexities to the donation situation. You know, there's one thing for me to tell you that most things that are donated are fast fashion, but if I told you that in here is 98% fast fashion, the only way for me to do that would be to actually buy this whole container and show you. Unfortunately, we're not there yet, and when the YouTube starts to take off, when it gets to a point where it's like, okay, if you guys want me to buy a container and show you exactly what's in here and do a whole video like that, that can be arranged. We've got 7 lovely ladies at work that would be more than happy to go through and pull out things to pieces. So I'm going to have a little confer with Villa right now, and we're going to get this thing up on the internet, as in I'm just posting some TikToks, because right now what I'm doing is I'm making the content, I'm getting some footage in here, and I'm doing it in here. Like, you got to remember, like, when I come to these places in these moments, I'm obviously like, there's 3 parts of me. One part of me is going, I need to get YouTube content. The other part is going, I need to get TikTok content, and I'm making that, editing at the same time. And then the third part is, I'm actually here to look for something like the content I'm making within the idea I'm having for the film. Like, it's quite complex, and it's like understood chaos in my head. But I'm going to have a little look at some of the things Marge has got, and maybe just set the camera up and we'll do, maybe I'll leave a little time-lapse camera here for Marge to do, and I'll go and do one in there. Okay, so progress so far is that one of the phones has died. That's okay, because I posted the TikTok video I needed. This phone is now just essentially what we've got. So these are the disregarded bags. Marge is basically just explain a little bit about what's going on and what you're doing and what you're realising from what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm looking through all of this.
Also, when she turns her head around, we can't hear her.
So looking through the donated stuff and finding a hell of a lot of people just throw away Florence and Fred, George, Primark. They're the things people throw away. So what does that tell you? That they don't last very long. You're not getting the, like big brands, because they last. You buy something of quality, it will last you years and years and years. You buy low quality, it will last you 2 or 3 wears.
But then, like, how do we look at that as a solution? Because obviously everybody's throwing it away. Clearly they can't find use for it, can they? Like, clearly it's just...
No, so they've worn it and they go, oh, I don't like it anymore. be honest, because it was made really badly, it didn't fit them very well, and they put it on once and they went, I actually didn't like the way it feels.
Yeah.
And they probably bought 10 items like that, don't like them, where they could have bought one that they would wear and wear and wear.
So yeah, what?
I found one bag and it was full of Shein, Primark, one of the other ones like that, all still new with tags. What does that tell you? They bought them, tried them on and thought, that's crap, never wore it.
But also
never
one
wore
thing
it.
that's the problem with the fast fashion, right? And this is why this is why things like TikTok are quite bad in terms of dopamine. Fast fashion is like the sort of social media dopamine on like steroids, where you think the reason why somebody will buy this new with tags and they'll go, oh, that's really cute for an occasion. A lot of these fast fashion brands make clothes for an occasion, not built for purpose. It's built for a moment, not a purpose. Just take that in. It's built for a moment, built for an event. What happens is, because they circulate so many new ideas based off re-archived old vintage stuff, which is the ironic thing, like the style, the designs, the way that sleeves sit, the way that a crop sits, it's all designed and inspired by when people would have been making those themselves, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like the way that the 90s box fits are in how you see like Shein t-shirts, that's from a pre-design. But what happens with all this stuff, and like what Marge is saying with like the quick turnaround of it coming into circulation here, is that because of how fast fashion moves and how quickly they make new ideas and perpetuate this absolute shit of content and stuff they make, people that buy this top that they like, that they think is cute, are just completely taken back because something else has come out. It's like the same way if you watch TikTok or something, you're like, oh, I've seen an idea, 10 ways to like make my first £100 off like my side hustle, and then you see something else. Like, I made this point recently, when you don't gravitate to an idea and you just wait to see other things, you're never going to gravitate to it. Like people that, like you say, buy clothing and then it's with a hanger on, that's like the most like ADHD way of being a consumer. It's like you've bought something and you didn't even get to enjoy it. So did you even enjoy it when you saw it to buy it?
Yeah.
Like
did
what?
You get anything from it?
Like what would that system be? So yeah, this has been a bit of a different one. I think Marge is like quite happy to be going through them. The guys here are happy for us to be going through them. They've said that we can have exclusivity to actually this stuff, which is really kind of them, because obviously Jason, Malk and everybody at the reuse place, they know what we're trying to do with this, and I know what I'm trying to do with this, and even every video, every day, I feel like we get closer towards the centering point of what we're trying to do here. And you know, every journey starts with a single step. You're not going to make change overnight, but each video, if we can just keep challenging some part of the narrative, showcasing and being a part of the solution, what you found there, then that's all
It's
good.
not a brand, but it's just it's a quality item, which makes a difference if it's been made
And the
well.
bag is falling on me. Right. Right, anyway, so without further ado, we will just keep going through. To be honest with you, I'm basically here just making the content. Marge is doing the actual practicality. This is why it's actually handy having two people, because what you don't realise is me doing this is quite difficult at the same time. Anyway, let me go into the other container a sec. So just for other content, so Jason said, yeah, you can come in here, mate, and have a little look. And I've actually taken out bits already, but there's just loads of bits and bobs. And I know that the inner curious buggers that watch this, i.e. all of you, are going, what's that? What's that? What's that? And yeah, I want to help you be appeased by your curiosity, because you're all nosy bastards, and so am I. That's why I'm here. So, you know, oh, what are they? What brand are they? Cotton Traders. Actually, they're really nice Cotton Traders shorts. I'm going to take them. A lot of Cotton Traders stuff here, which is fine. You know, it's one of them brands that's. Excuse me. What is that? Is that one? Yeah, you know, we're just like all looking at this together right now. I kind of want to show Marge that, but I also think I want to fan myself down. Exactly, guys. I wonder why Spencer. Hang on. Wow, that's a pocket Monopoly. That's really cool, actually. Shit. Hang on. What's that? I don't want that. To be honest with you, I just want to make some content for you guys so that you can see what we're looking at, because this is just, oh my god, they're boxes. Wow. What have we got there? You know, this is like, I don't even know if that's worth anything, that pocket Monopoly, you know. Yeah, like I say, we're currently scrambling around, seeing what we can find in here. You know, like I've got I've got my legs in between a chair, and if you said, oh, you should like make a space before you come in, I don't really think it's that sort of vibe, guys. I think it's like, this is the nature of like being sustainable. It's really like, it's trying to go through, flipping it. What is this content? Hang on. I'm going to show Marge this Monopoly book. I'm kind of curious to see what she thinks of it anyway. What do you think about these things? Do you think these are like curious? Like these like pocket Monopoly? Because they're kind of interesting. Whoa. That, do you know what I mean? It's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thinking these little things to add. It's like, it doesn't have to always be like clothing that you're saving and stuff, does it? There's loads. It's just with furniture, it's like, it's not like easy to, like it's so...
Yeah, it's quite, yeah.
It takes up a lot of space, doesn't it? But clothing is alright.
There is a bag.
So this is actually a 22 foot container, and we are like, I mean, that's the door. We're like nowhere near making food, but I knew that this was going to take a long time. And essentially, this is like part of the process that people don't understand that you have to do to be sustainable. And like, we're just trying to like figure out ways to make it like a sustainable thing. Like, one thing I want to do with this is I do want to take 100 of these bags and show you exactly what the breakdown of it is, because the question to really start looking at exploring is, what happens to all the shit that people don't want? Like, what actually happens to it? Like, how does the process, how can you intervene with landfill? How can you make something out of things? Like, there's bedding, there's sheets, there's like lots of fast fashion, there's an absolute mixture of stuff. And you know, it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's eye-opening, it's just reminding me of like why we do it. Look at these. They're definitely, I just clocked them, but they're probably bootlegs, right? They're probably reps. But I'll probably add them to the pile. Why not? We'll add these to the pile. Yeah. Have we got a bag down there? Yeah, shout out to Jason inside. Big up. Honestly, you need more people like Jason in this world. Top man with a flipping good intention on it, and he's honestly been such a gentleman lad. Obviously, I think it really helps when the fact you've seen the content, you've seen like the idea, so like you get a feel behind it, and that's like the main thing with like doing stuff like this. But I know there's a lot of people that will watch one video and go, I want to do this, like I want to find all the rare stuff, but what I want to do is hopefully kind of show to you what the process really is like to find the rare stuff, or like how you really come about that. But yeah, more picking, less talking. Is here, Marge the Maverick with all of the good ideas. I just found some cool trainers up there. Juice Couture, we'll get that in the bag. So this is a real big process. Jason is absolutely a gent, and I know he said basically because of how because of how awkward and hard this process is, like we are actually the right people for the job to bring this into its fruition. So yeah, we're actually going to try and do this like every now and again. Just come try and make it like a thing where we can just come for like an hour, 2 hours. Like, look at all this stuff. Like, we will need to figure out a system. When it's a nice sunny day, we'll probably take the bags out there, open them,
exactly,
and then basically set the camera up. But because it's like pissing it down,
and we're good at organising for them, they're doing so.
Exactly. So we could basically be doing that. And yeah, all this stuff, guys, of what we're picking up now. Like, I think we're both realising that the wholesaling route is really going to be the way that's going to help the whole situation and help us to. Most importantly, the way to say it is help us to help you guys. Like, the only way that we can help you guys is by us having a sustainable business. Like, you think about it, guys. If we was buying stuff like unsustainably, if we was buying stock that was expensive, like the £6 an item, the £10 an item stuff, we couldn't be wholesalers to you. We couldn't help encourage that, and obviously that's not where it's made up from.
This, look, this was in a charity shop. This was in Age UK.
For how much?
For £3. It's a Juicy Couture. It's a, look at it, it's super fluffy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so what we...
It's like teddy bear fleece.
So, to be honest with you guys, it's time for me to go and get some... I need to go and get my phone charged with all the clips, because I've got to like strike while they're on top with this content. Guys, it's honestly been a pleasure. I feel like I'm nervous to kind of sign off the shots, because I don't know when it'll be the last one. It's like 3 o'clock. Margie just currently just trying to open a bag that's in between my leg, which is the inner ADHD, and this woman is in the inner ADHD of me. So what have you got?
I think the Peruna are only little children's ones. Oh no, Primark. Okay, I'll keep going.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye. So this is what we actually saved. Now the process has been a little bit different, so shout out to Jason. Marge is right now inside bringing another bag. Alright, so these are the things we got. I think that's bag number 14, which means we'll go and pay the man his money for what we've got. But we went through the bags. We was intending to not go through them. Marge looks like she's just done a flipping whole weekend on shrooms at a festival, and it's the morning after, and she's trying to like look for a place to get a cup of tea and a bacon cob. Yeah, you've not opened the right door. Look at her. Has anyone got peace?
Are you driving or me?
Me, I'm driving. But we've got to go and get square the man up his money. So on the next shot, I'll be somewhere else. Okay, so the time is 3:45. What basically has happened in this time is I've dropped Marge off. She has been, she's been here helping me do all of the bits and bobs. She's been an absolute saviour, as in, we just literally went to the place where you've just seen on the clips before, and obviously we was going through all the bags. Right now as well, we've got a bit of an issue with a leak there. And a leak there. Imagine that leak system there. It's absolutely nuts, guys. I know, safety is first, and we actually spoke to somebody who's working on one of the building sites that's next door, and I think it might be time to speak to the landlord about some sort of situation with this building. So basically, because we rent this whole space, it's like an insurance-based sort of situation where, like typically with most places, you're really only covered like assistance from a landlord if it affects the insurance from a business standpoint. We don't need to get into the T's and C's of like what people have and like what landlords do. It's all different, and let's be honest, all landlords operate in a completely different way. But yeah, I thought, you know what, let me grab some shots while I'm doing this, like stuff that I could probably do with two hands a bit easier. But you know what, let me turn it around. Anybody ever have this idea, or like this happen to you? Like, so many ideas happen on top of other ideas happening. Like the idea to go to this place and do the content this morning that we've done, or this afternoon, sorry, led to new content that we've just done about other things. And like the scattiness, I will say, it's an internal frustrating point sometimes, because being so creative is so hard, but like having so many ideas is so difficult, because it's the discipline of in your mind going, okay, this idea I've got is good, so let me pause and sit on this and work on that idea. And I'm not even gonna lie, guys, some absolutely insane ideas. And there's been even more mad developments with business. Like new business has come across like in the last few days, and it's been just absolutely like, it's beautiful. It kind of like have one of them moments where I'm like, oh, Spen, you should be like proud of the work you've done, because all of this, what's coming, is because of what you are, like what you've done. And I don't mean that with a flex, I just mean that with like a, you know, it's a good thing. But these are currently the orders that they've done for Tilt. And one of the things, oh man, the leak situation isn't ideal, but fun thing about this, half of these aren't active, so it's like, it's not like we're going to get electric shock. Building's been like this ever since we had it in 2015, really. That's why it was like on the market, and to be honest with you, that's why we jumped in. So I'm just waiting for Royal Mail now. That's like my task, really. That's what's on my to-do list. We're going to wait to do the bags tomorrow. I've actually excitedly, I got to really go and sit on the computer and do a lot of stuff. I can't even tell you why, and I can't even tell you what for, but let's just say everything that's been going on towards the end of the videos in the last few days is really starting to piece together into something that I didn't expect in a completely different way, and I think this might be the best outcome I've ever realised. Right by the plug socket is absolutely like anxiety city. There is this kind of like interesting perspective now that we're going to take, you know, like, because essentially this bundle situation that we've just done this morning, this is throwing a whole new curveball, but in like a great way. These were 5 individual bundles, right? And each of them individually started at a price that was just getting us a little bit of profit if it went for that price, and anything more, it's just obviously like good cycles. Now, we are at the mercy of the resellers when we do stuff like this, because essentially the individual items that I will do, it's like me going through and going, right, this is the medium Gap zip-up hoodie, £1 no reserve. This is a large women's LS t-shirt, £1 no reserve. But one of these bundles is saying, well, actually, no. All those items are going to start for you. They're not going to be washed or dried, but you can get all of that for like a price that's at basically just above what we get it for, really. So you know what I mean, and we get it literally as is. But this sort of system is really interesting because think about it. I think all of these combined, that's about 90 kilos of stuff sold. If I was to individually sell those products through doing this in the system, you know, that would be probably around about 180 to 200 items. So that took about 35 minutes would take me probably the best part of 2.5 lives. However, this for me is less profitable. I will make a small amount of profit on this, but moving it instantly without a lot of work. Whereas this is the maximum profit, because obviously that's why I've done it. But this helps those that are on the computer, i.e. on tilt, buy these, do that, and keep it turning. Do you know what I mean? So like things like this might be more like, you know, this might be an accessible thing for people to try that buy the bundles. It's like, buy a bundle, piece some items together, start them at £5. You know, if you got one of these bundles for like 100 quid, I think a couple of them went for a mix, and what we was doing was showing them, I've mentioned earlier. These are game changing, and it's actually really good that they're game changing. It's kind of making me think, how will all of the business that we do kind of like work out? Like our kilo sale will still be a part of our every 6 weeks turnaround, where people who want to come and shop in-house, part of the community, can come and buy. The website that's corrugated here at this moment is these 3 rails. And this is just totally like, let me figure out what the website means to me. Like, what are these items? Like, what is this jumper that is from Debenhams? Why have I chose that? You know, understanding that. And then over here, it's just a very small amount of my Depop and Vintage, just that's there for like, I guess, experimental. And these are just the odd sods of parcels. So you see how... 1 minute. I'm not going to do any of these messages. I will, but I will. But these are like, this process is just a lot easier because there's no space there. The shipping's a bit different, but we'll just have parcel force or one of these just come and collect it all, and it's going to be sent really quick. And I think the best thing is like, it's about 24 hours. But the thing is, what people got to realise is that all of this stuff here, like all of this stuff that you see right now, this is what we can do. We can just take a bag and do that and do that and do that. Obviously, as you guys see, there's like flipping absolutely loads of stuff around. And if you don't understand how obsessive I am as a person yet, hang on, let me get a good thumbnail. That should do it. Come on, algorithm, get that one kicked in. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just take a bag and do that. And you know, I've got about 180 bags right now. 180 bags that we've got here that can all start at that weight. And then we can just sort of see how many of them are going to sell, how well it's going to go. Because, you know, we could do, say, 10 of them and that would be it for the day. As in, like, nobody might want to buy more after that. But this is one of the things I'm kind of thinking about with the process of it. Now, the process with this is a lot different to that. So you see, I'll get something like here and I'll go, right, I've got this t-shirt, I'll hold it up on the camera and I'll go, right guys, this is for sale, £1 no reserve, 15 seconds, and run it. This item might be on the screen for 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, could be as low as 30 seconds, or it could be as high as maybe 5 minutes. So if it's at the middle ground of like a minute, that means I've got about 45 to 60 individual auctions to do an hour. Now these individual ones, the process of showing 15 kilos takes 3 to 5 minutes. Whilst actually doing that, you've got the bidding time that's done on a minute. Now, the reason why I do minutes versus 15 seconds is because there's a lot more money at stake here that I kind of need to really advertise as much as I can. That's why when it's at the base layer, it's at a base layer for a reason. And what people need to understand is if you find this on the website, it would have been gone through by us and put in a percentage. So these were actually just pulling the bags, showing exactly what was inside and doing it like that. And people could see very authentically that we were not cutting anything from it. Somebody got a pair of Liberty Nike Air Maxes and they were heavy retail value. But what I'm saying is these 5 bundles took me 5 hours. No, these 5 bundles took me 1 hour. So it took a whole hour to do 5 essentially auctions versus doing about 45. So what I'm going to have to start doing is understanding, because, you know, like when we do tilt, got customers for these and always had customers for individuals, got customers for the small bundles, and I don't know, getting there with customers for everything. The one thing that I'm not obviously having customers for, and that's why we've got our kilo sale, is this stuff. Now, The reason why these bundles over here I'm excited by is because they contain parts of that. These are the most sustainable part of our process. And the reason why is this. The reasons why it's super sustainable is that no members of staff have to go through labor intense, prepare stuff, use all of their time for something that essentially doesn't need to be done. Yes, we make less profit as a result of it, but the time that is spent is then put into preparing stuff, organising that into its colours and its sizes, being parts of the laundrette, and basically figuring out how to systematically like set up everything that we're doing. Essentially, this system for me, like these bundles, like being like more of a internet wholesaler through Tilt, is going to allow me the option to work on more of the development ideas that are currently in the works, that are probably more long-term business plans. Don't get me wrong, being a live stream seller is a long-term business plan, but for the business that I'm currently in, there's just a lot more intricacies. Look, I got a big fuck off building, I've got loads of staff, I've got all this stuff, I've got to run like a business, and I need to work in the right pockets of all of this. So, it's just a lot of exciting stuff going on. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and I know that sometimes they're really long, and I know that like it might be something that you go, flipping out, this guy waffles. I'm really just trying to piece together and navigate in the right direction on here and make sure that what I'm focusing on the most is being authentic and capturing the things that are in the moment of what's happening. And I think I'm doing an all right job at what I'm actually capturing that I can tell you about. So if this happens to be the last shot, I have no idea why it would be, because it's only 5 minutes to 4. But I will say that one thing I am thinking of doing with these videos is capping it at a time and then letting just me have the day as like the day. Because the thing is with like filming constantly throughout the day is, oh, them strudel waffles, they're quite nice, aren't they? I'm sorry. The problem is with filming throughout the day is that there's like no normal stopping point, as in I'll just keep going, whereas a little bit similar to like a job, I suppose, but like I just think I need to like have a kind of approach with discipline in that sort of separation. Oh, I should do the end of the day, like separating that, if you know what I mean, because I think that's an important thing to do. Otherwise, like, I'll just keep making videos, and there's no, you know, guys, I already do that. I already do that with, oh, there's no steak. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already do that. Also, look at this. Marge bought me this. She got me this, and it is, she said, she's done this thing, bless her. She got it from some spiritual place, because she knows I'm a spiritual being. I need to be a spiritual being to calm myself down. She got me this, and it's like a Buddha alternative, and it's supposed to represent like health. She said a lot of things, and you just like rub the tummy. But bless her, she bought me this from this little spiritual place. It's kind of interesting what your parents will buy you and what it means whenever that happens. It's like, telling me I need to chill out. So now I've got 25 minutes until Royal Mail come, but also what I'm thinking to do is essentially chop down the messages that I have on Tilt. So we get a lot of messages, and that's a big part of it. So I'm going to chop them down. I'm going to say goodbye now, just in case, but it is early, and this part of it still needs to be figured out. But guys, honestly, really appreciate you lot for watching. I really hope you stay safe and sustainable and keep doing you. I'm so distracted, I'm already on my phone, wow. Lots of love. See you on the next one, my G's.